This new moon is going to be so transformational, so emotional, and so groundbreaking. Hi, I'm Karina, your healing arts astrologer, and I'm here to give you the new moon in Scorpio video. I'm dressed in my Halloween costume. I am Lydia from Beetlejuice. And this kind of energy has a lot to do with this Beetlejuice type energy, which is of Pluto. Pluto is the planet of obsession. Beetlejuice was obsessed with Lydia. He wanted to marry her. This is a lot of what the Leo risings are going to be going through. A lot of this Pluto energy will be in their seventh house, opposing their rising or their sun. Pluto is at 29 degrees of Capricorn. This is the end of Pluto and Capricorn. As Pluto has been here since 2008, dismantling the systems. We see it now. We're starting to see everything very clear since 2008. The catalyst for the change was 2020 when we had Pluto conjunct Saturn, making this a wow factor in dismantling systems with the coronavirus, having everyone in their homes doing work, okay, because Saturn rules the Capricorn energy, which is our 10th house of career and legacy. Capricorn is about working to the top of the corporate ladder. We're starting to see that there's a lot of control trying to be placed from these corporations, pharmaceutical, government. They're trying to control our freedom of speech, our democracy. So now is a very pivotal time for this ending of Pluto and Capricorn. We will start to see the new world being built as Pluto enters into Aquarius, which is happening November 19th, where it will be until 2044. So we have a long time with this Pluto and Aquarius showing us the reality of the technology and AI, as well as humanity. Here, let me pull up the chart so you can see. So I am sipping on it's an espresso martini. And I put pumpkin spice in it just to spice things up. And my hair will continue getting in my face. That's just the way it goes. So let me share my screen and just show you the configuration that's happening. So here is the new moon, which is November 1st at 5:48 a.m. Pacific Coast time. The new moon is at 9 degrees. So you want to look at anything in or around 9 degrees of a fixed sign, or anything of, I'd even say, anything in the fixed sign, you're going to really feel, okay? So Trump is running and he is a rising Leo. This new moon will be in his third house of communications and his new area. My prediction, which I predicted quite some time ago, it was like 4 years ago, that Trump was going to be our next president, before I really knew exactly what was going on. And I think there has been a lot exposed in the political systems. The full moon that will be coming up on the 15th will be at 24 degrees of Taurus. which will be conjunct his midheaven. So that's another part of my prediction of him winning this election. When he was running up against Hillary, which was the other woman president, that was back in 2016. The same transits as far as like around election time. It's going to be in his 3rd house and his 10th house of career and legacy, or 4th house, depending on if you do whole sign or Placidus. We have Mars at 29 degrees of Cancer. Now, let me pull up another chart just to show you. I thought this would be a little fun. You know, why not? It's Halloween. Might as well get scary with it. Okay, for all those that do not like Trump. Sorry. All right, so here's the USA. Okay, here's the new moon in Scorpio. The new moon for the US is happening in our 11th house. Okay, and this is about our future. This is about our humanity, the collective. There are big changes happening for us. We have a 27 degree Aquarius moon for the United States. So Pluto will be transiting our 2nd house of value, coming up to our south node. It's kind of like showing and destroying the last bits of the past. I'm really stepping into this, the leadership that we really are meant to be, I feel. I feel that being a good leader isn't killing women and children. I think being a good leader is about protecting humanity and putting humanity above profit and above power. And what I have been seeing on the Democratic side is power, greed, destruction, and taking away from the people. And I have definitely seen a lot more. I was raised with both sides, mostly Democrat, and I have both sides of Democrat and Republican, and I've always been a moderate. I will continue being a moderate because I always see both sides, but as where I stand, I do not see us going in a very good direction if we were to elect another Democrat in office. And this is setting aside a woman, because I really want to see a woman, especially of a minority woman, to be president. If it were to happen, I will not be sad about it. I will be excited to see what the future holds. However, I feel the best thing for the collective and the astrology, and where we as a humanity and collective should be focusing on, would be a Republican in office. And this is just because we had such a destruction with the COVID, and how we were forced to shut down our businesses, which I'm not for. I feel like, you know, a virus is a part of life. You cannot save everyone. And within the saving the few, we were destroyed as a society, as far as like small businesses. And small businesses keep democracy, because there's equality, there's class, there's middle class, and there's and I feel that when you take away that middle class, you're left with very poor, and you're left with very rich, the corporations. Because guess who got to stay open during the COVID? Walmart, okay, McDonald's. You have these huge corporations that, why did they get to be open and the small businesses weren't? So, that was really confusing to me, and I felt a little betrayed as a small business owner. I feel like my business has not been the same since, and therefore, I think it's important that we elect a party that will support small business and businesses. So, and also to bring commerce and money here in the United States, as we're always giving it away. Even with donations, I always volunteer at places for donations to help the poor where donations come in. I help feed the poor during the holidays, and they actually give all of the clothing and the shoes that we get out of the United States. And the reason why they do that is because they get a tax break. And so when I found that out, I was really upset because no one is taking care of the United States. No one's taking care of our poor. They're scraping them off the street and relocating them somewhere. If you know, please leave it below. I don't know. I just see them all disappearing in Oakland. And it's of concern when our own leadership is choosing profit over their people. And so I feel very strongly about what's happening in the United States, and I would like us to move forward into the Pluto age of Aquarius instead of backwards in Capricorn. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because Scorpio naturally rules the 8th house of government, taxes, other people's money. Our president, Biden, is a Scorpio, and Kamala Harris is a Libra. She does have some heavy Scorpio energy, however. Scorpio is about power and control, and we've been seeing this. Now, let me pull up, and I'm going to share Trump's chart. But did you see this is our Pluto return? Here's Mars in the 8th house, so there is a lot of things that are being exposed, okay? And we have Jupiter in the 7th house expanding this Mars energy. So there is a lot of power control dynamics, violence and stuff like that as far as our partnerships go. So I just wanted to pull up Trump's chart real quick if I can. So Trump is a rising Leo. He does have Pluto and moving into Aquarius again, which will be highlighting that he's going to have a lot of opposition. Okay, he is a sun in Gemini, and his moon is in Sagittarius. He's a full moon eclipse, baby. It's on the nodes, as you can see. The moon is on the south node, and the sun is on his north node. He is having this new moon in the 3rd house. So this is short distance travel. This is like getting to A to B, point B. Well, if he gets into the White House, he will have a new beginning in this area. So that makes sense to me. There was some other things that I wanted to point out, and it has to do with the United States chart. So the United States chart has its moon in Aquarius over here, opposing Trump's Mars, which is hilarious because we all do think he's a little like out there and aggressive and that's pretty much what that opposition says. Okay, let's talk a little bit. Okay, I'm done with Trump. Sorry about that. Don't want to offend anyone, but hey, I'm just showing you what's going on. So that's my prediction. And let's talk a little bit about the chart. Okay, because there is a magical kite happening in the sky. If I could find the chart. Now, Scorpio is about transformation. It's about the hidden things, right? So if you think about transformation, we think of moths, butterflies, and praying mantis. And Scorpio is about being in the unknown, being in the cocoon. That's where we are. November 1st, we're still in the cocoon. We don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so the election is on November 5th. We'll most likely find out on the 6th, 2024, November 6th. And then we'll have the full moon in Taurus on the 15th. Now, as far as Pluto goes, we're going to start seeing that. So Pluto entered into Aquarius on January 21st this year. Okay. It retrograded back into Capricorn September 2nd and will enter back into Aquarius November 19th. Those are the dates that are important for this new moon. We're going to see a little bit of these themes coming through. Now, Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. So we're looking at Mars at this crucial 29 degree. This is of Cancer. Now, Cancer is about our home. It's about our security, our safety, and we're all very focused on what that might be. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my background because it keeps flashing and making me disappear, which is very disturbing. I think my wedding veil is amazing. Couldn't see that in the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and share. I found the chart. Now, here is the new moon chart. You have a grand trine, the grand trine right here involving Mars, Neptune, and Mercury. That's not all. It is a kite because we have a sextile right here. And the sextile, this whole kite's apex planet is Pluto, which is the ruler of this new moon. So I'm going to focus on this kite. So there is a lot with kites. Kites are really hard because sometimes it's really hard to get the kite up in the air and catch the wind. But once it catches the wind, it flows. So there are some things that need to be looked at and adjusted. So kites are formations that are combined with the grand trine and two sextiles. And then you have the apex planet. So Pluto in Capricorn is about the deep transformative shifts in the systems, power structures, and personal ambitions. Now, as the apex of the kite, Pluto becomes a potent source of this transformational energy that influences this entire formation. Now, there is a lot of the systems that we will see be destroyed, and it's coming up. It might even be the voting system, right? We might see some faulty errors in it this election round. Or if Trump gets in office, he might change the voting system to be more fair for the people that are citizens here, and therefore having to show ID. I'm not opposed to that. I think that is a good idea because I think the people that should vote in a country should be the ones that are citizens here, that are paying into the system, right? Because it's a system type of election. I'm not going to go to another country and vote for their president and not be a citizen, subscribe to their system, right? I'd be living off their system as an immigrant and not paying my taxes and working under the table and not contributing to the whole democracy and the system that we have in place. I am not a political person. Okay. So if I say anything out of context or weird, then you know that I'm not a politician. Okay. I'm an astrologer. I'm just trying to communicate. Now, Pluto's influence is felt deeply through the tension with Mars and Cancer. And Mars and Pluto are very similar because they're both, one is the planet of action and war, and the other planet is of transformation and death. And they go hand in hand. So this suggests a drive to confront, and potentially reshape areas of life related to security, power dynamics, and personal boundaries, which is at Neptune. Okay. Now, Pluto is sextile Neptune in Pisces and Mercury in Scorpio. So the Neptune can heighten this intuition, and potential for profound insights and creative inspirations can emerge from the depths, or the things that were hidden, or the veil that was being lifted from our rose-colored glasses that maybe we didn't know about, some secrets being revealed. Okay, the sextile to Mercury and Scorpio intensifies the transformative qualities and leading to these penetrating conversations, this revelation, or discoveries. There's a strong investigative energy, as well as a desire to uncover these hidden truths, just like my Pluto and Scorpio generations. And we have this grand trine in water, okay, which is the Mars in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces, Mercury in Scorpio, and it creates this harmonious flow in the energy and our dreams and our intuitions and our deep understanding and empathy. So water signs encourage this sensitivity, this emotional intelligence, and with all these planets involved, there's a mix of assertiveness of Mars, Neptune's intuition, and Mercury's communication. So I definitely can see something being revealed. Mars in Cancer encourages defending personal and emotional and home boundaries, right? So we want boundaries. We want to be protected. That's Cancer. Cancer shell. It's all soft inside, right? So it's like the United States. We're all soft inside because we're very sheltered here. Okay. And we need to keep the walls of the crab shell to keep this safe. We might need to close off some borders. We have a lot more than just people coming through that are aliens or immigrants or whatever you want to call them. But we have drugs, okay? And we have a huge fentanyl thing happening. I mean, I know so many people that do coke, okay? They might not be getting coke. They can be getting fentanyl. There's a lot of people dying. So if we were more strict at our borders, maybe we will have less of these deaths or less drugs coming through, because now we're starting to see more of this profit over the people. Okay. Now, Neptune in Pisces, that is a drug thing. This is what I'm talking about. It could also lead to compassionate perspectives, right? And Mercury and Pluto digs into what is unsaid, making this grand trine a potent emotional and intuitive force. Digging deep, rawness, reality, surprise value. because that's the Neptune. We could be surprised. We could be shocked at what is uncovered. And it could be really uncomfortable with this sextile to Uranus and this trine to Pluto. Okay. Uranus is that shock and surprise. We have this opposition to the Mercury and Pluto. So some of these things that we're going to be hearing could throw us off a bit. It could shock us a bit. It could be like, what in holy hell's going on? So it could leave us dumbfounded and a feeling of like, I don't know what's going to happen. Okay. And this is where we need to flow. We need to go with the flow because everything's changing. With a water trine in these elections, there are only two ways that it can go, right? It can go forward or it can go backwards. And I feel on both sides, there is going to be forward movement. If a Democrat is elected, Kamala Harris most likely will be our president. And she is a female. This will be forward direction for women being in power, okay, in the United States. So that's moving forward. This is awesome. Now, if the Republican Trump gets in office, we have forward movement because we will have a lot of changes here as far as the way things are, the voting. I feel like the AI and more electric type vehicles might be important. Businesses will be supported. So there will be a forward movement. Moving away, hopefully, on the oil that we're always in war about and moving towards our own resources. And so there is movement forward with this new moon in Scorpio. So I'm just going to touch base on a couple more things, and then we're going to get into the cards. So this Mars opposite Pluto and Capricorn, there is this tension between our personal security and transformative, often demanding power of Pluto in Capricorn. It's our security and letting go of this old system. Okay. So it suggests this tug of war between the inner and the outer, and the personal needs may be at odds with the external responsibilities or the power structures. Like, yes, I want this security, but I also want this old world and this old system to just go away. Okay, this aspect can signify power struggles, intense emotional responses, or a need to balance personal safety with the demands of change and transformation. And we're channeling this energy constructively. This could lead to breakthroughs, but may also require careful handling to avoid conflicts. Now, what to expect? Deep transformation. We could always expect that during Pluto. Increased intuitive and revelations, powerful communications and insights. And we need to be really navigating these power struggles. Like, we have to step away and see politics for what they are, but they do not govern our life. Okay. We don't need to fight with our neighbors, our friends, and our family about these two stupid parties that we can't seem to get rid of. It's like being like, okay, you could either have a Honda or a Toyota. Okay. And we really just want a Lamborghini. Why would we as adults fight over this Honda or Toyota when we really want a Lamborghini? So we're being we're being treated like children, okay? Like you can pick this and that, and that's all you get to choose from. But it's like, well, what about that thing over there? I want that. I don't want this or that that's being presented to me. And it's about coming together as humanity, as a collective, as a community, and start creating more options for us. And these options are going to lie in the hands of our communities and leadership. So if we could change in just our small community the way that we vote, maybe we can change it on the larger scale. Okay. So let's pick some cards. I'm excited. What are you guys going to be for Halloween? Comment below. Let me know what you're going to be. All right. So I will start off with the Shadows of Fate. I'm going to pick all of the Scorpion type decks. And my thumb, I hurt my thumb. So it's not the easiest to shuffle these cards with this slippery thumb of mine. Whoa, but it still popped out. Thank God. A paradox. Okay. Paradox. Paradox. 103. All right, this card is a reminder that we can hold two extremes at the same time. Sometimes we focus on things, whether internal or external, which we just talked about, and see them as one-sided. But to hold the paradox within us requires strength. To see our most brilliant qualities and our most ugly, to acknowledge that they both live within us is the gateway to growth. So we see these qualities out in the world that's within us. We can battle with our own selves, right? We can battle with how much do I want to give to others and how much do I need to think about myself with this Aries and Libra destiny points, right? And eclipses that we've been going through. Carl Jung said that the paradox is one of the most valuable spiritual possessions. And for anyone who does shadow work, they know this to be true. But this can also be difficult for many people. If we have been raised in a rigid environment where things are viewed as black and white, like Republican and Democrat, it may be hard for us to accept our flaws, let alone love them. So it's about finding this happy medium and loving all of us for all that we have to offer. One of the best ways to slowly enter a relationship with our internal paradox is to remind ourselves that we did not create these things within us. We inherited them. It does not define us, and yet we are responsible for it. To work more deeply with paradox as you witness yourself throughout the day, identify what types of thoughts you have more of, positive or negative. From there, find the polar extreme. For example, maybe you thought, I am so effing lazy. Acknowledge a couple things that makes that true. Then find the polarity, the polar opposite, like working hard. I acknowledge a few things or experiences that prove that you are hardworking. And you'll tend to find that you have the opposite. Okay? You might be lazy, but you also are really hardworking at certain things, right? All right, let's pick from the Wonderland deck. Then we'll pick from the Circus Oracle, and we'll end with the Tarot. Okay? Oh, I need to turn my life around. Hello. Find the lesson. Ooh, this is a good card. I really have a feeling this is a really good card. Find the lesson. Because we could all learn a lesson about what's been going on around us. Okay. Discover the purpose in a situation. Trust that you are learning. 29. Just like the degree of Mars right now. Perhaps it hasn't won, Alice ventured to remark. Tut tut, child, said the Duchess. Everything's got a moral. If only you can find it. Alice is struggling to find any meaning in what is taking place in Wonderland, particularly when she is at the court of the Queen of Hearts. She is puzzled, confused, and feels very much like complaining. The truth is, there is a lot for you and Alice to complain about. People are not cooperating with each other. There is a great deal of disorganization and chaos. People are squirreling and not getting along. The volatile nature of what is taking place can make you feel like there is no sense to any of this at all. But as the Duchess points out, everything has a moral and rather everything has a lesson within it. And this is the struggle for you right now. Rather than forcing yourself to find the lesson, the better approach is to trust there is a lesson. Trust that you are learning and that this experience will come to be valuable in time. It is a very strange and trying place you find yourself in. So be patient with yourself. Understand that it is natural to feel frustrated, impatient, and confused, but trust. Trust there is a reason for this, and in time, you will come to know the purpose of this bizarre, topsy-turvy, and very trying time. So the deviation is upheaval, quarrelsome people, disputes, and confusion, uncertainty about the purpose of a situation, feeling frustrated and ready to complain. Let it go to the universe. Ask the universe for clarity and trust that time will bring an understanding of the lessons that uncomfortable adventure is teaching you. So we are in a very uncomfortable situation, having two presidents running for office that not a whole lot of people like. And if you do like them, you're extreme in liking them, right? That's why they call them Trumpsters, and the other side is like, I don't know, the Biden administration, let's just say. So do me a favor and think, if you do hold a position to really want one president to win over the other, while the rest of the people just do not like any of them, you're not in this. But if you really like Trump or you really like Kamala Harris, then ask yourself what will happen if the opposing president wins, and ask yourself how you will respond and react. Will you respond in hatred, acts of violence, chaos, or will you think, wow, okay, well, maybe there's something that I need to learn. Maybe there was something I didn't see. And I didn't realize that this is something that we still have to work through as a collective or humanity, as one humanity as a whole, because we're all learning lessons. So I've thought about it, and I think it's a really good exercise to kind of prepare yourself for the worst. But everything is always the way it's supposed to be. We always get what we need. Okay. So we could always rely on that and trust in the universe or in God, if you believe in God, that everything is working out for the best for humanity. And yes, it could be very hard to see what's going on, but we have to live by faith and not by sight. Okay. So go fish. Go fish. Number 9. Go fish. 9 is an ending. And yeah, we're coming to an ending, guys. This is a like a 20-year cycle ending from 2008. Think about what was happening for you in 2008. What started for you? Well, think about what might be ending for you. Or 16-year cycle. My bad. So 16-year cycle. We're stepping into a 20-year cycle with Pluto and Aquarius because it is 2024, and Pluto will be here until 2044. All right, so got number 9. Where's that number 9? Go fish. Sometimes what you want is right in front of your nose, just waiting to be recognized. At another time, what you want is more like a treasure hidden within the depths of your oceanic being. You have to go diving deep to find what you desire. What you most want, need, desire, and crave has been bubbling up from within you. It is rising up from the depths of you now. It's time for you to discover an inner treasure, and it's time to go fish. You are an ocean of consciousness, deep and vast, and filled with so much creativity, energy, and healing power. Did you know this about yourself? Even if you did, you are about to discover that there is more than you realize. Within those hidden depths, there is magnificent, uncovered magic which wants to come alive in your world. There's something truly wonderful wanting to capture your attention. It wants to be caught, so much so, it's practically jumping out of your inner ocean like a flying fish wanting your attention and a place in your world. The Oracle of Go Fish says that there are powers, abilities, gifts, and new ways of being stirring up from your unconscious mind. You're being forth, you are bringing forth more of who you are, but it is the you that you haven't really known existed before. So at times, it's going to be surprising, exciting, or even a little uncomfortable as you get used to the extra energy stirring up from within. So this is huge. We've been in this Pluto cycle for 16 years, and it's been a long time, and it's going to completely change, and we're going to feel so different. If you or something in your life has been lacking in energy, becoming stuck or blocked in some way, then this oracle indicates that new creative energy is becoming available to you and is going to get things moving in the right direction. How can you go fish? Art, dance, music, meditation, being in or near water, going to an aquarium, expressing yourself creatively in any way will help you catch the fish from the inner ocean that will feed your body, mind, and soul with all you need to become the gloriously vibrant, boldly colorful being you are destined to be. So, the healing trick for this card, chant 3 times out loud. Deeper than the deep blue sea, the ocean of love inside of me has endless magic and creativity. So now I go fish. The universe blesses my wish for me to become all I can be. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and end with this tarot deck and roll the dice. Ooh, Leo. I rolled a Leo, 9th house. Leo, 9th house. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Queen of Pentacles. All right. Let me flip over this so you can see it. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. I am in and of the earth. Pragmatic, grounding, prosperous. The Queen of Pentacles sits at the summit of all life's practical areas. She encourages you to reach the heights you set out for, all the while taking care of yourself and others. This card suggests that you've gained perspective, mastered the way you engage with your surroundings. We are meant to be in and of the world instead of floating above it. Gravity exists for a reason. A beautiful synergy prevails of participating in everyday tasks, but remaining aspirational within it. Of being grounded yet free, you intimately grasp this concept. You've cultivated the ability to independently and pragmatically attract the abundance the universe has to offer. Its gifts are yours to hold and foster. Embracing your success, you can now support others in reaching their own. The world around you feels luscious and draws people in. Here, you can provide stability for the ones you love, like the Queen of Pentacles. You can do it all. Feel your feet on the earth, walk in nature, or sit under a tree. Love it. Love it and love it and love it. Okay, I'm going to end with a prayer card. Let's just see what would be appropriate for this new moon in Scorpio. Feel like I have one. To all who did receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. I will not leave you as orphans. I will come to you. All right, so we're not alone. That's a great card. We're all in this together, right? We're all experiencing these transformational and trivial times that is so much newness, but we're still sitting at the very last of the cocoon, the endings, because what's after that? The rising of the phoenix. First the snake, then the scorpion, then the phoenix, and then the eagle. So I hope you guys have a wonderful new moon in Scorpio. I am open to readings. I'm just wrapping up a couple right now. And if you want a reading, a personalized reading, depending on what you want as far as the transits go, I could look at the new eclipse cycle for you. I could look at the next couple months. So let's say if you want to do a month, it's going to be super in detailed for that month. Or if you want to look at the next 6 months, you can go to my website and order a transit reading. That will let me kind of do some predictive astrology. If you've never had a natal chart reading, that would be the first thing to get. And I have my appetizer reading, which will give you a little bit of a natal chart reading, a transit reading, and a progress reading. And it gives me more of an idea for predictive transits. So if you're wondering how this Pluto is going to affect you, how these new eclipse cycle is going to affect you, go to my website at LUCIDLIVINGMOVEMENT.com. I also host Paint and Sip. So if you're in the area, I'll travel about 45 minutes. So if you are an hour around the Bay Area, I will come out and host a Paint and Sip. If you guys would like a party, I can do Thanksgiving parties, birthday parties, Christmas parties, company parties, and you give me the theme, I will paint the painting and then come teach it. I'll bring all the supplies, the easels, the canvases, and if you happen to know of a good winery or brewery that would be a really good environment to do a paint and sip, let me know. All right, see you on the next video.